Good Monday, everybody. My name's Bill. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Um, Today's video is about holidays, because since we just finished up Easter yesterday. Um, Today, I've been sober 1 year, 6 months, 13 days. And I guess I want to jump right into holidays and staying sober and the best solution to get through holidays when we used to use instead of being sober. This past weekend, I got to go to New York and see my Cubs. Kelsey, Trenton, and Ian. Tori, she's in Connecticut. She's 22, so she's really got a life of her own. Hopefully soon we'll be able to get together now that the restrictions with COVID and stuff are starting to lighten up. Ian and I went up because New York finally said we didn't have to quarantine for 14 days, effective April 1st, so we made the trip so we could see family and friends. Which we did make major use of our time. Some people I didn't get to see that I really wanted to see, and I apologize. It was a quick plan, poorly executed, but made as much value of the time I had with those that I did get to see. Holidays. Every holiday was an excuse to drink for me. This being my second Easter. Last Easter I was stuck here in North Carolina with COVID going, it's really starting to ramp up, and my last chance to get to New York was Memorial Day last year. Another major drinking holiday for me. Everybody had holiday parties. So, as holidays aren't easy, I understand that. I used to relate every holiday, really, with drinking and having fun and well, now it's about spending time with those that I love, and I love all of you. I said that before in my last video. This time around, I got to surround myself with some people that haven't used, and Uncle Johnny. He was really helpful for me early on in my sobriety. I call him Uncle Johnny because all of my really close friends are uncles to aunt and uncles to my kids. He was really inspiring and helpful in my early beginnings of my sobriety. He had already been down the path, so he was able to guide me in directions that he went, which was very helpful. And I also found directions of my own to help me get through some of the really rough times. So I got to spend some time with him. I got to spend lots of times with my kids. We went to Niagara Falls. Short stay, it was cold. It's April in New York, it happens. Got to see another great friend of mine on Friday, Don Hopwood. He's been sober for 20 years, I think he said. So my year and a half doesn't really compare, but I used to work with him and for him at the Quick Arts Center on St. Bonaventure. So we got to relive our Tim Hortons, our daily Tim Hortons together. And Ian got to see him too. I got to spend some time with a friend of mine, Chris. She's from Bradford. It was great to see her. We went to high school together for a year when I went to Belmont for a year after I was kicked out because I was too much for that school. They kind of frowned upon the fact that I mix Devil Springs with Pepsi and Dr. Pepper and drink them during school. So I got to see her. Christelle, I got to see her for a few minutes too when I was in Cuba. And on the way home, I got to spend some time with a friend of mine that I met 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago, down in Pittsburgh, Vaughn. He made Ian and I Easter dinner. Made some of the best ribs I think I've ever had. He's been sober now for 6 years, and we started comparing notes and what we miss and what we don't miss and how we get through when we have cravings and just general stuff like that, and when we let certain things get to us and we get inside our heads. And it was great 2 hours. It was a great 2 hours. It's the best thing I can say. It's amazing the people we meet along our way, along our lives, and how as long as you're truly a good person, you really never lose anybody. And it's reassuring. Different parts of the world, different states, how close you can stay to somebody, and really never, generally, I hardly ever talk to any of them throughout my weeks down here. It's not that I'm too busy for them, I just am busy. I work out of town. I post all kinds of videos on Facebook. I post all kinds of affirmations and daily stuff lunchtime. And I've been trying to cut back on my evening posts because I get exhausted. And I think some of you guys get exhausted with all me flooding Facebook with all my stuff. Being a year and a half, I've gone through many holidays. But like I said, it's only been a year and a half, and because of COVID and because early on in my sobriety, I didn't have a job, and so I couldn't afford to go home for Christmas. I did go home for Thanksgiving, my first Thanksgiving, and that was tough. I got to play in our annual turkey tournament in Buffalo, hockey, and then in the locker room, all the guys were offering beers, and not just regular American beers, great Canadian beers that I used to cross the border just so I could get a case of. So that was really hard. I remember it still to this day. I'm like, no, I've been sober, and I really had to get out of that locker room and get going. So that was really tough. Christmas, I was here. my first Christmas. So that was kind of rough because my little Ian went home and he got into some stuff with somebody he knows up there, and I felt so useless being able to help him, being 5 states away. But he ended up driving home Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. He drove all the way straight through, came home. So Christmas wasn't that hard because I was here, and I had my neighbor across the street. He's been a huge support for me here while I'm being sober, as long as Ian has too. Jeff's really helped me out. Somebody I can talk to, somebody I can hang out with when I'm alone in my head over here in the house alone. Couldn't ask for a better neighbor and friend. And then New Year's, it never really was a huge go-out party New Year's guy, but New Year's was still difficult. My first one. Second one, I was asleep by 9 o'clock, I think, last New Year's. I know Valentine's Day is more for lovers, and I've been single for as long as I've been sober. A week longer, actually. So that one was kind of tough, my first Valentine's Day. Wondering why I'm doing this still. You know, I didn't get the girl back. I'm still alone. I'm not sure of what everything's going on. And then my first Easter, again, I said, COVID. St. Patty's Day was canceled, so I didn't really have to worry about that because of COVID 2020. And Easter, it was really just another day down here. I didn't get to see any friends or family, so neighbor, I guess, Ian. But I mean, as far as being able to associate any sort of fun drinking activities, it didn't really exist either Easters last year or this year's. 4th of July, I get Memorial Day. Memorial Day was good. I was stuck in a hotel in Buffalo with Kelsey, my youngest, and we walked to Tim Hortons every day and got coffee and donuts, and we walked to the store and got candy and sodas, and took street chalk and colored in the parking lot behind the hotel, and went wandering around as far as we wanted to go around the hotel near the airport, just checking out sights. So that Memorial Day was pretty simple. It was all about spending time with her. I didn't get to spend time with anyone because I flew up and didn't have a rental car, so I didn't have a car, and the hotel was right next door to the airport, so I guess I didn't really need one. My mom came up. Johnny did come up to see us at the hotel, and my mom did come see us at the hotel. So, a friend of mine in recovery stopped to say hi, and my mom fed us Olive Garden because they still had a takeout. I think it was takeout only available at Olive Garden in New York last Memorial Day, if I remember correctly. 4th of July. Was down here. I was asleep before, probably right around dark, I guess. Um, my birthday, which used to be a huge party holiday. Um, I had a bouncy castle 2 Augusts ago and got drunk as shit and passed out on the toilet and rolled off and left my naked ass exposed to the air. Um, and then brutal fight with my significant other because I lost my phone somehow, and we were 4 hours late taking Kelsey up to meet her mom in Morgantown, so it was just a shit show day. Again, because I was so fucking hungover and whatnot. And it was 1 month prior to my demise, I guess. So last birthday, I got Kelsey for a whole week down here. It was great. Jeff, my neighbor, his niece came down, so Kelsey had a little play date. So that really helped me get through my birthday, having her down here for the week. And Labor Day, I guess just another day. I think I ended up working. Probably not. I think it was. Can't remember if it was a paid holiday or not. But anyhow, it was either a day off, and I did stuff around the house or whatever. Thanksgiving, I didn't go up. Halloween, I left out Halloween. Halloween would have been my first holiday I was sober. So I dressed up like I would any other day. But that was hard getting through Halloween, not because I was only about a little over a month into my sobriety, like a month and a week, a month and a half. So I was still young, still weak into my sobriety, and I had cravings so bad. Not just relating alcohol to Halloween. It was fun handing out candy to kids and kids being scared of me in my zombie makeup. But this past Halloween, I did it at my house because I have a sidewalk. Jeff doesn't have a sidewalk, so we had more people over here, and all those guys, my neighbor and all of his buddies stopped over, and then they left and they went to a party, and I stayed here until 9 o'clock when we shut down, handing out candy, and went inside and checked in with the kiddos and went to bed. So last Halloween was pretty easy. The hardest part was getting my makeup off last year. Made it through. I didn't think I had a craving last year. I had worked in the morning and had to hurry home to get dressed, so I was pretty rushed. Thanksgiving, we did it over at the neighbor's house because COVID in New York State basically had shut itself down again. So there was no hockey game last Thanksgiving, and as much as I wanted to see family and friends, I decided to stay home, and we had turkey across the street. Ian and I did, and so that was good. Made it through that holiday, no cravings. Guess Christmas was next. Yeah, stayed home again. Story of my life, stay home. Made it through that holiday, and New Year's, like I said, New Year's, I was asleep by 9 o'clock, I think. 10 at the latest. Valentine's Day this year, Didn't bother me. Finally got used to being single. Used to being in control of my own feelings now. Understanding my wants, my needs, and I wasn't really. I was still single. um, I don't know. Didn't bother me. I made it through it. St. Patty's Day was during the middle of the week. I had to work. Yeah, I guess I used to celebrate St. Patty's Day a lot and hard when I lived in New York. Down here, not so much. And then we just made it through Easter. I didn't have any cravings this Easter. It was great to spend like 2.5 days with my kids. It was amazing. One thing I will tell you that I went through was saying goodbye. It was always hard to say goodbye before, but I knew I'd be back. And I used to drink all the time, so I was hungover a lot when I leave because I got drunk the night before I left. So the emotions that would normally be on the surface were kind of still dulled from the night before. I'd shed tears, but halfway down the street, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna miss her, but I'll be back." Blah blah blah. It's a lot harder to say goodbye because I do have all these emotions that I'm not covering up anymore. But made it through. Like I said, we stopped and seen a good buddy of mine from Pittsburgh. He lives in Ambridge. Had dinner. Got to shoot good bullshit for a couple hours in between mine and Ian's trip back down here. And I always told my daughter, be careful who you shit on today because you may need them tomorrow. It's very true. I try not to shit on anyone. I have. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I try not to. I try to be a decent person to everybody, whether I know you or I don't. Before, it was a matter of what time of day or what kind of day I had when you caught me, and how big of an asshole I was or wasn't. I generally feel great about myself, about life now, and it takes a whole lot to turn me into that asshole I used to be. And I can't say that I have ever been as bad as I used to be. I get angry. We all get angry. I try to be positive in everything that I do. Sometimes what we expect to be an outcome doesn't be the outcome. You get angry. But I don't dwell on it anymore. I focus on my next task. And I ask God, help me out with whatever it was. Please give me the strength to not be what I used to be. And it really shows. It's showing. I can see it now. Other people have seen it in me since sobering up, but I'm now seeing it. And I'm happy that I can be the person I always should have been, not the person I used to be. So, with that being said, I hope you all had a great Easter. Sorry this is a day late. Spent 12 plus hours in a car, and I figured better do it now before I head to Raleigh. But yeah, reach out to those people. Anybody you have for support. Sometimes they're the best because they've gone through what you're going through and they have more insight. As you all know, I've only been here for a year and a half plus some days. So I know what I know for a year and a half plus some days. But I'm willing to listen to anyone. I'm willing to share any insight I have, anything I've learned, tools that I've gained. We can do it. We can recover. I have. I never thought I could. I tried. I never gave it a effort, but I tried a couple times. Failed miserably, or did it for legal reasons, and that was as far as it was ever going to go, was just to make sure I was out of trouble and I could drink again. So, but the couple times I did try, it wasn't an A effort, it was probably a D effort, kind of like how I skated through school. Could have been an A student if I applied myself, but I didn't, so I squeaked by with D's and C's. I'm tired of squeaking by. I am an A student, and that's what I'm giving every day, an A effort. I want to be here for many more years. I want to see grandkids. I want to see parts of the world I haven't seen yet. I want to see parts of the state I haven't seen yet, because there's a lot out there that I haven't seen yet. I've been confined to the East Coast, and I still haven't traveled much. So I got plans, and the first one is stay sober today, and if God gives me tomorrow, I'm going to work staying sober tomorrow and make tomorrow the best day that I can. I've already been working on today being the best day that it could be. And we're winding down, and I'm getting ready to shove off to start my work week. And I'll see you all on next Sunday. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time to watch my videos, commenting to me, replying to me, reaching out to me. It means a lot. Much love and positive vibes, all. We'll see you next week.